Today, a high of 49. And then tomorrow, slightly warmer, all the way up to the mid-50s with sunshine.
WNYC is supported by the John Templeton Foundation, funding interdisciplinary research and catalyzing conversations to inspire awe and wonder. Learn more at templeton.org.
On the next All of It, a watch party for the hit series Paradise with Julianne Nicholson, who plays the cunning billionaire known as Sinatra. Plus trailblazing musician, writer, and producer Linda Perry. I'm Allison Stewart. Join us for All of It, weekdays at noon on WNYC.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Progressive Insurance. Customers can simplify their insurance needs and protect what's important by bundling home and auto. Learn more about bundling at progressive.com.
Good morning.
So Social Security says it's reducing its staff by 7,000 employees from about 57,000 workers to 50,000. So how will they do that?
Social Security is offering early retirement and also a voluntary separation incentive. The agency says much of the staff reduction will be voluntary, but there will be layoffs.
So what does all this mean for people receiving Social Security benefits? Will there be delays or problems with their payments?
Social Security says it's committed to ensuring that its plan has a positive effect on the delivery of services. I talked to Jack Smulligan about this. He worked at the Office of Management and Budget for almost 30 years, focusing on Social Security. He's now at the Urban Institute. He's worried that longtime IT staffers will leave. He says that could cause problems this fall when cost of living adjustments are made to Social Security payments and Medicare premiums change. Those are usually deducted from Social Security.
If there is an error made in that process, you could have wrong payments going out, and it could take a long time to resolve that.
What about Social Security field offices around the country? This is where you go if you want to talk to a real human being face to face. How would those be affected?
It's not clear at this point, but Rich Couture, an attorney at the agency and a union official, told me if Social Security loses thousands of its frontline workers, there will be an impact.
An absolute negative impact upon wait times, upon processing times, upon the ability to schedule appointments for in-person services, in terms of wait times to get a disability hearing in front of a judge.
And Elon Musk's Doge website lists almost 50 Social Security leases it says it's terminating. It does not say whether it's closing any field offices. I did reach out to the Social Security Administration for clarification on all of this, but they weren't able to answer my questions by deadline.
All right. Marketplace's Nancy Marshall-Genzer. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The fate of the IRS Direct File program remains unclear. Elon Musk's Doge has targeted the program for removal, but officials who worked on its creation say it's easy and accessible. Direct File was rolled out as a pilot program in 2024. It was expanded to 25 states this year. So far, the program is still available for use ahead of the April 15th tax filing deadline. Replacing the Biden crew with the Trump crew at the Federal Trade Commission appears to have done little to reduce Microsoft's headaches there. A wide-ranging antitrust probe at the agency is moving ahead. Marketplace's Nova Safo has more.
Bloomberg says FTC staff are continuing to talk with sources about multiple aspects of Microsoft's business. In a probe that began during the Biden administration, the FTC is looking at everything from Microsoft's huge cloud computing business to its deal with ChatGPT maker OpenAI. Regulators are reportedly also scrutinizing Microsoft's decision to pare back its own artificial intelligence projects. All of this would fit into the priorities of the new Trump-appointed chair of the FTC, Andrew Ferguson. who has indicated an interest in maintaining scrutiny over big tech. I'm Nova Safo for Marketplace.
A Reuters Ipsos poll shows most Americans believe President Donald Trump's economic policies are too erratic, and there's growing concern they'll push prices up. His overall approving rating was 44%, unchanged from early March. All right, let's do the numbers. Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ futures. Dow and S&P futures are both up less than 0.1%. NASDAQ futures pretty much flat. The yield on the 10-year Treasury is 4.338%.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. Schwab offers investors choices like full-service wealth management, self-directed investing options, and trading on Thinkorswim. More at schwab.com. And by Palo Alto Networks. Palo Alto Networks delivers what's next in cybersecurity innovation to protect today's digital way of life. Learn more at paloaltonetworks.com.
February's mass downsizing of the federal workforce included federally run tribal colleges. Haskell Indian Nations University in Kansas and Southwestern Indian Polytechnic Institute in New Mexico each initially lost about 20% of their staff. Some have been hired back, but a lawsuit filed by 3 tribal nations and indigenous students says that's not enough. Marketplace's Savannah Peters has more.
Ella Bowen is a freshman at Haskell Indian Nations University. She's studying to be a teacher. Her academic advisor helped her map out all the classes she needs to graduate.
My whole 4-year program was laid out in her computer.
But last month, Bowen's advisor was abruptly let go, along with dozens of other faculty and staff. Bowen says professors are taking on extra courses, students are filling in for fired custodians and cafeteria workers.
I think everybody's really stressed out and sad as a community here, but we're all trying to work together.
Bowen is part of the group suing the federal government over these firings. Their attorney, Jacqueline De Leon with the Native American Rights Fund, says Haskell and the Southwestern Indian Polytechnic Institute help fulfill the federal government's trust responsibility to tribes.
You know, as part of a bargain with the United States to give up vast swaths of land, the Native Americans were guaranteed in many treaties education.
De Leon says tribes had a right to be consulted on downsizing at the 2 colleges, which, according to the federal government's own watchdog agency, are chronically understaffed.
Even if some staffing cuts had to happen, tribes have the right to talk about the structure of those cuts, indicate which programs are of the most priority to them.
The Department of the Interior declined Marketplace's request for an interview about the lawsuit. Twyla Baker is president of Nueta Hidatsa Sahnish College in North Dakota, one of 33 tribal colleges that isn't run by the federal government. She says those institutions are safe from federal layoffs, but they still rely on government support to fund some job training and academic programs.
Our sponsored programs is about anywhere from 60 to 75% federal dollars,
including some grants currently frozen by Trump's DEI order.
Everything's kind of just ground to a halt with everything that's going on.
Many tribal colleges are the only institutions of higher education in their rural regions, and Baker says they're bracing for lean times. I'm Savannah Peters for Marketplace.
And in New York, I'm Sabri Benishore with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.
WNYC